Hey babes, and welcome back to the pajama party. Pajama party. Fricka, the Bible version pajama party. I say that because I call my other podcast the pajama party too, because these are both nighttime podcasts that I do one right back after the other. So if you come from the Bible pajama party, just go ahead and join in with the Pox perspective pajama party. But hello, welcome back, everyone. I hope you've been well. I hope this past week has been a great week for you, that you got rest over the weekend, that work hasn't been too crazy. Hopefully you haven't been in a place where there's been like earthquakes or anything else, but my condolences to everybody and their families who's lost their lives on today. It was such a sad thing to see, and man, as far as weather goes right now, it is just a crazy time, okay? Because I was even seeing in California how this wind gust knocked over a tree onto 3 cars. And so just please be safe out there wherever you go. Please make sure that you're being mindful, and if the weather looks bad, then don't mess with anything. Hold on, guys. Shout out to you if you're looking in on the podcast. Shout out to you if you're watching from YouTube. Shout out for you, and thank you for being here and rocking with me. Sorry if you're on YouTube. There was something going on my laptop. Anyways, guys, listen. My energy is kind of down tonight. I'm gonna still give you this podcast. I am going to. Don't be going around with your grandma like that. I am going to still give you this podcast. I got a bad headache, guys. I don't know where it came from, really. It started out around 5. It went away. It wasn't like bad. But then when 8 p.m. hit, it slammed me. So when I'm recording this for you all, it's about 10:30 tonight. So I took some medicine for it, but for whatever reason, since I was a kid, and I think it was the actual medicine that I was on at the time, it was causing me to hallucinate. I had to take it after I had this car wreck to make sure, like, my migraines weren't being triggered as a result of the car crash, and it could be, monitored and all that. I forgot what else, why else, but so that was the main reason, because I was in a car wreck and I went and got medicine, and they were trying to watch the migraine and see like what the issue was, and the medicine was making me hallucinate, so my mom took me off of it. But now, like my little ring light is on right now, typically I have it turned towards me, but even looking at it makes like this area of my head hurt in my eyes. And if my headaches trigger that bad, they will trigger into a migraine. And I'm pretty sure it's because like my screens, I've used my screens too much today. Monday is the day I record all my content across the board. And so I feel like maybe today I just looked at the screens too much, and it was a thing. So I put on my good handy dandy glasses because the Lord told me to do so, because I don't like wearing these things. The vision isn't different. It just looks a little bit clearer. It doesn't, I don't have to use as much power versus if I didn't. I mean, I said that people be like, you're blind. Like I go majority of my life without them. I even said I wasn't going to explain this, so I don't really know why I took the time to explain it. Alas, we are here tonight, and I'm going to give you what the Lord gives me to give you. And then I'm going to tell you good night and see you on your way. So please bow your heads if you can, please, or just listen in. Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing me another opportunity to come and speak to your people on tonight. Despite my headaches and pains, Lord, thank you for the opportunity to present myself in front of you, Lord, in front of your children. And I ask that you would first forgive me for all of my sins, Lord. And I know I asked already, but as I come forth with your word, I ask that you would go before me in this video, that your name will be glorified, Lord. And whoever's listening in, Lord, whatever they are asking you for, seeking you for on tonight, I just pray that you would answer their prayers, Lord, that you would talk to them, minister to their hearts, to their spirits, Lord, that you would bless them emotionally, mentally, financially, however you see fit, Father. Please continue to call their name. Please continue to tuck them close to you. Thank you for what you've given me. Thank you for being here with me and for choosing me, Lord. And I love you so much. It is in Jesus' name I do ask and pray. Thank God. Amen. Okay, so first of all, I want to say happy Black History Month. I am so happy that the Lord put this on my heart to do, because I've always wanted to present Black history. You know, I didn't really get to teach it when I worked at the daycares. It was a thing, whatever. So before we get started, I wanted to sing this song for you. You ready for karaoke time? It is called Always Good. It is by a couple, okay? And I don't want to say their names wrong, so I'm going to include like a picture of the photo album and their names. If you are listening in on Spotify, just type in Always Good. I think it's like the McClures or something like that. Please don't. I hope I said that right. But if you look, it is a gospel song. It is like, from what I see, it was a man and a woman holding hands on there. And so, here we go. You meet me on the mountain tops, and you see me in the valley lows. There is no home without you here, and I find you in a crowded thoughts, and you quiet all the question marks. There is no space your love won't fill. I'll trade all my fear for peace of mind, all my heaviness for burdens light. And this will be my song, that you are always good. I'll sing it all day long, that you are always good. And when the day is through, I am left with you, are always, you are always good. Yes, he is. Thank you, thank you. Clap it up, or I'm gonna cry. I was gonna sing this song by Bethel, but I guess that'll be next week, because I kept rehearsing it and the Lord was like, no. So here you go. All right, friends. So because it is Black History Month, and because I really was enriched by what I saw, I'm gonna tell you guys about something on YouTube. There is this 3-part series called Africa in the Bible. It is by Our Daily Bread. Now, if you are a person of color, especially a Black person, I would hands down recommend you go and watch this, because it talks about like the culture of Christianity, especially within like ancient Egypt and, you know, other places of Africa. And, you know, of course, there were Black people in the Bible. They don't talk about it as much, but, you know. And I remember thinking, especially, well, when I was growing up, but I thought this about a month or two ago, some months back, I was thinking like, man, are we cursed? Like my generation or my ancestors must have did something wrong. Like if we were still being treated like slaves, you know, if we were still beaten and taken advantage of and everything else, like we must have did something bad to God, you know. And then on one hand, I assumed because it was Egypt, you know, and they had the like all the monuments and stuff, that maybe because we kept worshiping idols, you know, and stuff like that, it was a thing. But so this series, Africa in the Bible, it talks about Just that. And I think it is very enriching to know where we come from, and that I was led to believe that in Egypt it was just black people. That is not true. That, in no part, like, of Egypt, Africa, none of that is it just black people. And I thought that. Because when they talk about black history and stuff in school, at least when I was growing up, they didn't really go into detail about stuff like that. But I also had sports coaches, and they didn't really care. But anyways, so that's your little history fact. Like I say, please go check that channel out, because I think you will really like what you find. And it is just comforting to know, that, like, even us, the Lord loves us, and of course I done already told you, Song of Solomon is my song, my book, because she was a leading lady and she was black. Okay. I think I was also actually reading, or not reading, but listening to this video that I'm telling you guys about, and they actually said that I forgot, but somebody else's wife. I think it was Abram. I could be wrong, don't quote me, but somebody else in the Bible, they believed that they had a black wife too, due to, like, how she was spoken about compared to, like, his other wife who was from another culture. But so yeah, like I say, it's just interesting to know. And I wanted to reference this. I did not go look this up, and I was supposed to go look this up, but there was actually a queen who sent, like, riches and stuff to Solomon. She was a black lady, and she had black eunuchs, and she was a black queen in the Bible that was talked about. You're gonna have to go find that yourself. I'm sorry, I was slacking. I wrote it down in my notes to talk about, but I obviously did not get there. So now that that's out the way, we're going to actually go to our Bible story for today, because I was like, Lord, how can I tie this into Black history? So we're going to the book of Ruth. Go find Ruth. Bet y'all beat you there. Please don't race me, because I just actually might not. Okay, so now we are going to talk about this story. I was trying to see which part I wanted to read, but so let me just set up the story for you. Let me tell you the story. There were two women. One woman, she had a husband, she had sons, daughter-in-laws, the whole shebang. Well, her husband got killed, and then her sons got killed. And she had nothing, She had moved. She had moved to Moab. She was, yeah. And she had to go back home because, she was like, there's no reason for me to live here anymore. My husband's dead, my children are dead, like, I might as well just go back home. So one of her daughter-in-laws was named Ruth. Now, Ruth did not want to leave Naomi's side, but the other daughter-in-law, she left her. And I just find Oprah was the one who left Naomi, and Ruth stayed. So now you have Ruth going into Naomi's land of the wailing, and she even tells her, like, so this is what she says to her. Chapter 1, Book of Ruth, verse 16. And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. Where thou diest will I die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if aught but death part thee and me. And so that just that's listen, that's all I really needed to read right there. And so if you don't know the story of Ruth, essentially when they go back to Judah, Ruth starts gleaning in the fields. So it says chapter 2 verses 1. And Naomi had a kinsman of her husband's, a mighty man of wealth, the family of Elimelech, and his name was Boaz. And Ruth the Moabitess said unto Naomi, let me now go to the field and glean ears of corn after him, in whose sight I shall find grace. And she said unto her, go, my daughter. And she went and came and gleaned in the field after the reapers. And her hap was to light on a part of the field belonging unto Boaz, who was the kindred of Elimelech. So Boaz sees this pretty lady, and he like, who is she? I ain't never seen her before. I'm a little. Hey, I said that I was gonna be chiller. I did not say that my humor was gone completely. And so they tell him about her, who she is and stuff like that, and they get together. If you want to know more about that, go read the story. They get together, all right? And basically, Ruth, not only did she just help Naomi out and herself, she also helped contribute to like the start of David's generation. And I just find it so cute. This story is just cute to me. Like Boaz looking after Ruth. And I mean, I guess it helps me believe like there is love again. Like she had lost her husband, but the Lord blessed her to marry. And I mean, out of this marriage, because like, hey, Boaz. But that's not why I wanted to talk about the story. I promise. I'm going to really talk about, I heard this service or sermon from my pastor saying, some of us have Ruths in our lives. And I felt like a Naomi. Before. I've had nothing to give nobody. I've been dried up and broken, and there was just nothing left but sadness, And so my best friend, I talk about her a lot. I don't like saying her name because I just don't want to put her on the spot like that. Like, she knows who she is. We call her Sugar Cookie. Her and my mother, who I call Foxy Baby, those are my Ruths. And funnily enough, they've both told me I'm their Ruths. And I could not fathom that I had given something to someone, something so special. It is very special to have a bond with somebody that is unbreakable. Somebody you can go to and tell them something, and like without a shadow of a doubt, they're going to keep your secret. Like, they're going to pick you up. They're going to encourage you and hold your hand. And to hear that I was that for my mom, that one was a big one, because when I was growing up, I really had to, first of all, learn my mom and learn that, like, she is not my age. She was older than me, and I had to learn respect and how to talk to her. And I wanted a friendship with her so bad. At one point, I saw her, I think, as more of a friend than a mom. I had a lot of maturity that I needed to have within myself. But she's always been my rock and my backbone. I think I said this on the channel, or on a podcast, but she was the one who really made me want to give my life to God. I saw the change he made in her. I saw how happy she was. And when she committed to him, to me, that was really special. And it made me want to do better, and live better and have a relationship with him. And so it is kind of funny now that I am older, and this kid who used to really detest going to church on Sunday mornings because she wanted to sleep in, I tell her about sermons and stuff now, and I am able to encourage and help her along the way. And I guess I just never thought that I would play a role in anything like that in her life, because a lot of people, who I've tried to give advice to before, they've told me things like, well, you're just a kid, you don't really understand, or you're younger than me, or you've never went through what I've went through. And like, while all these things are true, I do believe God can give you wisdom, and if not wisdom, he can give you a different opinion that you can relate to somebody else, and you're able to talk about it maturely. And then if you can't agree to agree, you can agree to disagree, and that should just be the end of that. But my mom, she's a special lady. I remember, like I said, when I told her about my suicide, baby girl was heartbroken, but she was glad that I didn't do it. And even now, like with the little things that I go through, she's there guiding me and pushing me along. And I asked her, I was like, what if I become a minister? And she was like, even better. And I just looked at her and I was like, that was not the answer I was going for, but okay. But she's so supportive, and I just love her, and I do believe if my mom wasn't in my life, y'all, I would not be here right now. Well, maybe the Lord still would have purpose for me to be here another way, but it was her. She was the one who believed in me being able to sing. Whenever I used to want to go to K-pop concerts and stuff, she drive me, no questions asked, especially if I was paying for it. She's always supported me. She's always let me be myself around her. And, I remember a lot of people used to tell me, like, you don't know how lucky you are because you have a mother who wants a relationship with you. But y'all, I know how lucky I am. I know how lucky I am to have that lady, because I know so many people who do not have good relationships with their moms, or their family at all. And so to have my baby, I call her every day while she's working to check in on her, make sure she eating and stuff like a good daughter should, and I text her every morning and I say, hey, baby, we're going to have a great day today, and I tell her, like, the Lord bless her, because I want the Lord to bless her. And more than anything, I've started to realize, like, yes, she is my mother, but she is also the Lord's child. And I have this habit where I will worry about her, or like try to protect her from like the most randomest things that I've made up in my head. And the Lord is like, can you please stop trying to play God now and let me do it? Okay. And when I went to Korea, like I said, it was so hard to even leave her, because I was worried about her being sad. Like, I knew I was going to miss her. I didn't think I could do it without her. Really, I wanted to prove that I could, and I did, and I really wanted to trust God and know that if he was with me, it would be okay. And honestly, I just wanted to show her too, that you can do big things and achieve them, because nobody in my family has did anything that crazy. And me and my mom, y'all, people always joke that like she does not try to grow me up fast, but when Korea happened, she was like, no, I'm fine with everybody else burning around me, because y'all wanted this, so y'all got this. And maybe I'll cut that out. Shay, you know what? No, I'll leave it in. I don't think she'll mind too much about it. But, they used to give her a lot of hard things about baby and me and stuff. And I think that was one thing I was grateful for, that she let me grow up in my own time, because it was not rushed. I didn't feel judged. And even sometimes when I did feel judged, it wasn't, I've come to realize it was more of my negative emotions and less of her, just me overthinking everything, and so that is my Ruth. She has helped me. She has loved on me when nobody else wanted to. When I thought that I wasn't pretty, she would tell me all the time, like, you're so beautiful, and she's a really good mom. So if you have a mom, love her, hold on to her, because there is nobody like your mama. I know I could call her and say 5 sentences and she gonna have my back, because that's who she is. We have an unbreakable bond. I truly believe that, and there's not anything in this world I wouldn't do for that lady. Like, she is just, that's my Ruth. That's my sunshine. That's my Foxy baby. And so that's her. And my other Ruth is my best friend Sugar Cookie. We met about, it'll be 9 years in like August this year. And we've been friends for 9 years. I cannot even believe it because all of my best friends that I grew up with, we no longer talk. But okay, so my best friend, she's my Ruth. We met 9 years ago, and she's been by my side ever since. She helped me really change the way I thought about a lot of things as well. She used to help me work on my confidence in college. She's always helped me work out whenever I wanted to, lose weight. If I have a moment or an idea, she's always so supportive, always so encouraging. She sees me, and I know when she hears this, she's gonna laugh. But she told me a few days ago that I was beautiful to her, and I almost kind of couldn't believe it because I don't know, like, I've always put my best friends on pedestals and people I love, and I get told by my mom, like how beautiful I am, and by my family, but to be told by somebody else, like, no, I think you're beautiful. Like, she does not know how much that meant to me, but that day was really hard. I thought I was getting better at my confidence, and a little situation had just completely shattered me. And she was like, we are not going to stay here. We're going to pick you up. We're going to move on. And she'll always say that. She'll say, we're going to kick that self-doubt away. We're going to kick all that negative talk right in the booty. And so I told her, I'm like, I reference you and I talk about you a lot because you've earned it, She has been the only one who has stuck by me through everything, and she's never accused me. She's never blamed me for anything. She's never gotten mad and not talked to me. And I even asked her, I'm like, do you ever get mad at me? And she's like, I can't ever really remember being mad at you. And she is not one to get angered by anything anyways. I mean, if you set her off, you better run for like the hills or something. But she is just such a gentle soul, and to have found her, and not even for the Lord to have blessed me with her, I just feel so blessed. My best friend, when I was overseas, she Skyped me, always wanted to talk to me, always checked in and made sure I was okay. When I came home, she was the only one to consistently check on me and make sure I was good, make sure my mind is good. Like, if I was to get off the podcast right now and be like, I hated everything about it, she'd be like, be gentle on yourself. I'm sure it was great and amazing. You need to calm down though. Like, you need to love yourself. And I just want to tell y'all, I don't think you have really lived until you have a person like that in your corner. And I mean, I know God is that for us too, but I truly believe that there are people in our lives that make us better. And I try to tell her this as much as I can because I want her to know, but she makes me better. And it's just funny to me to think that we are so close because she understands me better than a lot of people I've ever met. Even in church, she understands me a whole lot better than a lot of souls out here. But I just want to tell somebody, I think you should just be cautious with your friends. If somebody is willing to tell you the truth, they are looking out for you, because she will tell me the truth. She does it in a gentle way. Like, she's not mean. Like I said, she doesn't have a mean bone in her body. Even like when she has her little snappy neck moments, they are nice. Like, she is just a nice human being, and so please be encouraged, because like I said, I have two ladies in my life who's been like that for me. And honestly, I love being like that for people too. I tell people all the time, like, if you want to talk about something in the comments, you're more than welcome to do it, because I am never going to judge you for your journey. You know, where I started, where you started, we started in completely different places. And all I want to do is help push you along the right path, push you into the arms of our Father and say, hey, it's okay. You can do it. And I remember at one point in time, I was like, man, I can't believe I'm saying all this stuff on YouTube. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, but I mean, okay, because if somebody can see my life and be like, damn, she going through it, then they should know that, you know, like they are able to do it as well, you know, live as well. But yeah, you know, this episode is real short, sweet, and simple. I encourage you to read all of Ruth. It is a really good story. It is a really cute story. I feel like my best friend found her Boaz. I know my mama found her Boaz, and now I'm just waiting for mine to appear. And that's really that's part of what the story about. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna put that out there. But no, for real, it is really nice to have a listening ear and somebody who can just let you be you and let you be you authentically, you know, and to have somebody love on you and accept you as who you are, that is the start of helping you change, because they can help you combat those negative thoughts and those negative emotions. And, you know, they can see in you what you may not always be able to see in yourself. And I did not know, like I said, that I was so inspiring to those two, and I am. And to me, that is a great feeling to be able to give back to somebody who's already given so much for me. So please be encouraged on tonight. I know it is a shorter one, and I'm pretty sure you're probably happy about that, because the rambling host has rambled a minimum tonight. But for real, guys, just be encouraged. And even if you don't have a physical form of Ruth, no, you have a Ruth. His name is Jesus. He is your Ruth. You know, he is everything to you. And I told my best friend, I said, and I think it's so amazing that the Lord knew I would need to be reminded so much with words about, you know, being kind to myself, being patient to myself, or even some days just how much he loves me. So he gave me a mother and a best friend that he could talk through to me. And to me, that is just so special, because he's showing me, like, you're always on my mind. I'm always going to have your back. I'm always going to talk to you, whether it be in spirit and truth, through whoever. I can use whoever to reach you, because you are mine, you know. And so please be encouraged. The Lord is your Ruth. He's your best friend. He's your lover. He's your everything. And like I told you, if I can stand up here or sit up here and bare my heart to you, know that you can do the same. It is well. It is okay to be human. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to have your sad moments. It's okay. Let the Lord pick you up and sit you back on your feet, and you're going to be great. But thank you so much for listening, guys. Like I said, I know I have not been yelling or like cracking jokes as much. And this one is a serious podcast too. But like I said, I really don't feel well. Let me redact that. Let me say, not that I don't feel well. I have a headache. And so my energy levels are down because I don't want to offset the meds and, you know, make it worse on myself tonight, because I still got another podcast to go through, which you should totally check out, because I'm talking about more Black history there. Shameless promo. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Please hit the bell for more notifications. If you're listening in on Acast, thank you so much for listening in thus far. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you for even considering listening in on my podcast. If you want to go find the YouTube for this video, it is on my YouTube channel under the name Beautifully Hidden. I hope to see you there. And until next Saturday, I've been your rambling host. Please remember always, the Lord love you, the Lord bless you, and I love you as well. Good night, guys.